Following a lot of pressure on Downing Street, Rishi Sunak has announced that he will be investing £1 billion in microchips in order to compete with China. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel that challenges the mainstream media and the political establishment, from the left-wing nutters to the globalist elite. So today we're going to start by talking about Rishi Sunak of Downing Street, and we're also going to have some updates throughout the day about the Labour Party and all the other nutters. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, click on the like button if you want to help us grow the movement of independent media. Now, let's talk about what's going on in Downing Street, because the Prime Minister recently has said a lot of things that have not been great when it comes to the relationship between the UK and China. He's been criticised by Ian Duncan Smith, Liz Truss and many others on the political right for being too friendly to President Xi of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, there's a big battle when it comes to technology and the future of these industries, especially when it comes to microchips and many other products and just generally speaking, areas that we're talking about on a regular basis on this channel. So the Prime Minister has decided to come and say, yes, I'm actually taking the warning quite seriously that China is a threat. Oh, now he's changed his mind again. So in order to compete with China, a sum of £200 million will be invested in 2023 to 2025 to improve industry access to infrastructure, fund more research and development, and facilitate greater international cooperation. Interesting. Okay, so obviously when he's talking to his allies in Japan, he has to say these sort of things, and he's talking to his friends in China, he says the opposite. But I know that obviously the British government are under pressure to make sure they are delivering for the people of Great Britain. But one problem we have is that a lot of these spendings are going to increase over the next few years. But if we don't really have a proper plan, it will be a bit of a waste. So hopefully they do have some sort of plan. The £1 billion over the next decade will aim to grow the domestic sector, mitigate against supply chain disruption, and protect Britain's national security. So that's good. They don't want to rely too much on China. And we've been saying this for the past few years. It's nothing new about this, but Downing Street, it took them a while to realize this threat. So the Prime Minister said that the semiconductors underpin the devices we use every day and will be crucial to advancing the technologies of tomorrow. Our new strategy focuses our efforts on where our strengths lie in areas like research and design, so we can build our competitive edge on the global stage. By increasing the capabilities and resilience of our world-leading semiconductor industry, we will grow our economy, create new jobs, and stay at the forefront of new technological breakthroughs. So I appreciate this. It's great effort, fine. There are some who are more China skeptic, and they would say, well, we have a fundamental problem with too much reliance on China, and it's not just about national security. So we know that we had a problem with Huawei, for example, and Boris Johnson's government was under pressure to cancel those contracts, and they did. Now there's a lot of issues with technology, reliance on China again. But then there are those who are more robust and say, over time, we have to also become more independent on every single product. I mean, at least most products, most industries, we get everything from China. I'm literally making this video, I can look around my table and you can see all these products that have been made in China. Now, for obvious reasons, they're made there because it will be cheaper, but I know that things have been difficult post-industrial revolution in this country. We can't really make cheap things in this country, but I'm sure there could be other alternatives. There has to be a long-term plan. Now, people like Liz Truss have made speeches quite recently warning us about not just about our reliance on China, but taking the threat seriously. These guys are rising up, and we are still too busy debating public toilets and rainbows and unicorns and nonsense. And that is one of the issues when it comes to the Western system. Now, and then you also have some people who are encouraging bad behavior. When you have certain people in the American establishment being too close to China. We had Fauci and many others with their investment in Chinese labs. But when you have Jeremy Hunt, Rishi Sunak and many others in the name of business having links, it doesn't really help, does it? And then you have all these secret talks. You got Macron going out there and talking, saying, I'm just going to try and tame the dragon. You can't tame the dragon. It's not going to work. For example, now you have the Labour Party who are holding pre-election tactic talks with an advisor who helped Joe Biden win the White House. As if we don't have enough problem with the Americans getting involved with our politics. I mean, right now, there's a massive problem when it comes to geopolitics. The Iranians are doing an uprising against the Islamic occupiers who did a coup in 1979, thanks to CIA and obviously France and many others. The issue that we have is that there are a lot of people here, even Brits, who are protesting saying, our government, in the name of national security in this country to keep us safe, we must designate the Iranian, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard as an enemy, as a terrorist organization. And then right now, James Cleverly, the Foreign Secretary, and the UK government saying, we want to do it, but the Americans are stopping us because they got another citizen who's there. And because of this, because of that, there's always an excuse. Because the US Democrats, not only they are globalist nutters, they're also terrible at playing world police. And it's time to stop this. Because in the name of trying to protect the Western systems, they are pandering to China and Iran and Saudi. I mean, don't get me started with Saudi. That's also a complete nonsensical idea. But we are where we are right now, and the Chinese empire continues to expand, although that's not really sustainable either long term if you know the problems that they have with their population and demographics. Now, let me know your thoughts. We're going to come back with more updates. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.